That's who he is, you know. And, you know, I followed him a bit when he was at Oklahoma, when he had the signs and, you know, the flag thing at OU. Like, you know, I followed all that stuff. And, again, it's that walk it, talk it, you know. And he definitely has that attitude and charisma. And, you know, that is contagious. Contagious. Contagious.
Jarvis Landry, Browns receiver, and quickly the favorite target of new quarterback Baker Mayfield. Landry also said yesterday that he can make every throw, make every read, do everything necessary, and this is a guy who got thrust into it last week. How much better could he be, Chris, with time to actually prepare? He had no prep, no first-team reps, came in and got it done. Now he's had 3 extra days to get ready for this game at Oakland. What do you expect from him?
I expect to see some good things. I really do. I mean, do I think he'll have a few mistakes here and there? Yeah, of course. He's a rookie. But I think also with this week, like you're saying, he gets reps. He gets to do those things. But more importantly, the offensive coordinator gets to formulate some things around him to go, oh, I know you like this, or I wanted to do this in this offense, but Tyrod wasn't a big fan of doing it. So now they can do things that they really feel like Baker Mayfield can take advantage of with his, you know, what you saw last week, top-level ability to throw the football around the field. I mean, he's a natural gifted thrower of the football. I mean, you saw that, right, Mike? I mean, when for those first few throws down the field, the ball just pops out of his hands. And I think you're going to see, Mike, like with Todd Haley as the OC, a little blend of Pittsburgh, Big Ben, just get him in the shotgun and let him dice you up. But I think they'll stay a little bit more consistent with the run game, too, and maybe get him on the move and play actions and boots, because that is something Big Ben can't do quite as well as a Baker Mayfield.
You know, we didn't see the Jets do much last Thursday night to stymie Baker Mayfield. What kind of things can the Raiders do with the benefit of seeing him play against the Jets to try to maybe counter him and take away the things we saw him do well?
Yeah, I think the big thing is that they're not going to totally know all the things he does well or doesn't do well yet. I don't know if there's enough video evidence, but to me, my big point would be it's a rookie quarterback making his second or first start, and it's on the road. I would never want him to feel comfortable. Disguising coverages and changing up looks, to me, would be the number one thing I would want to do for the Oakland Raiders defense. Because, yeah, he's got enough to worry about. It's a new experience. He's got coach-to-quarterback communications. He's trying to tell people the line of scrimmage. And, oh, I've studied this defense, and they play this coverage all week when we get in this formation. Well, if I'm the Raiders, I'm trying to make things not look normal or disguise as best as I can, or change the coverage late into the snap count, do things like that to where you make him second-guess himself a little bit, to where he can't just stand in there like we saw last week, get the ball, find a guy, and rifle it through a window.
Yeah, and it really was amazing to see it all happen that quickly. And I think to a certain extent, you know, the adrenaline, the excitement, you know, is that something that you can recreate on the road? That's what's going to be difficult, right? We all felt that when he came onto the field after Tyrod Taylor got injured, and it felt like it was going to be a special night from the moment it all started. Very different vibe when you go out to Oakland and you're facing a team that is desperate to get a win. I don't want to be on the wrong side of this if it goes the way that I think it could.
Oh, which way do you think it's going to go?
I think, remember Tebow Mania in 2011? And that was a guy who couldn't throw the ball. I mean, this is a guy who is showing up and he's getting it done, and it's exciting. And you know, for whatever reason, and I don't know how much the NFL planned to do this, but it's worked perfectly between Hard Knocks with the Browns, between, 3 or 4, it felt like every preseason game they had was in a national TV window, so we became more interested in the Browns, and that Baker Mayfield dynamic hovering over the team 4 years after Johnny Manziel, and it's that same, you know, the excitement of brash young quarterback who can come in, and remember how Mayfield bristled at the comparisons to Johnny Manziel, and it all's just lining up for Mayfield to, and the guy who has had, as you would say, a high degree of self-confidence in himself. A guy who, you know, everywhere he went, when he walked on to Texas Tech, he becomes a starter. He transfers to Oklahoma, he becomes the starter, and he's constantly doubted, and he constantly proves the doubters wrong. And there is something very real about that. It's intangible, but it's also very real, and we saw it. And I think come Monday, we're going to be saying, well, we should have realized that this is Baker Mayfield. I mean, these aren't the same old Browns, and this is a different kind of a guy. And this is why there were so many teams out there that were quietly lurking, waiting for a chance to get to Baker Mayfield, because this guy, I talked to somebody this week that was on that short list of teams that was trying to scheme and connive a way to maybe get Baker Mayfield. And it's like, hey, it's exactly what we thought he was going to do.
Yeah.
He did what we thought he was going to do, and now we've seen he can do it. And now the question is, how many more times is he going to do it, and how good can he be?
Yeah.
If he's that good with no prep, how good is he going to be once he's been playing, once he's been preparing, and once he develops even more confidence?
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see it. I certainly am. I mean, the Cleveland Browns will be the more talented team on the field on Sunday in Oakland. They will be. But like you said, the Raiders are a desperate team. And going back to Mayfield, yeah, Mayfield is a better throwing, polished version of a Johnny Manziel. That's what he is. He's a way more gifted thrower of the football, and he's way more professional and buttoned up than a Johnny Manziel. And that's probably why he bristled at that comparison back then. It wasn't fair to him. Why? Just because he was short and played like a freewheeling type of football? Mike, I did a game of Baker Mayfield when he was at Texas Tech, when I was just getting into this whole crazy business, and I was working for Fox Sports 1, and I know I'm not trying to like talk myself up here, but it was one of those things where when I was on field and warm-ups and would watch him 2 different games I did that year of Texas Tech, I was like, wow, this kid's a gifted thrower. Like, I don't know what Cliff Kingsbury's looking at. This needs to be the starter. This needs to be the guy. And he was still going back between him and Webb. And then, of course, Patrick Mahomes came to the equation, and he goes to Oklahoma and just tears it up. But he's got some moxie about him, and he just has a swagger and a confidence that you can see is contagious to the rest of the team.
Oh.
You like that?
No, but I think that that it's consistent with everything we've seen from Baker Mayfield. And the question was, would it work at this level? Because with Johnny Manziel, everything that he could do, everything that was magical about him at the college level didn't translate, in large part because he wasn't willing to put in the work. Mayfield's got those intangibles, and he's willing to put in the work. He's willing to do what needs to be done. And so far, he's done it when he's had the chance. And, yeah, I really do have a feeling he's going to be making your buddy John Gruden really, really upset on Sunday afternoon.